Hello everyone, myself Vaishali Sharma and I welcome you to another episode of Biz Legal Talk Show, a platform created for those curious minds who wish to know the unexplored chapters of the legal fraternity. And for today, the topic is one which is most important for any business person. The topic is contracts and agreements. To discuss the topic in depth, we have with us Advocate Lalit Jain.
Namaste.
We had met Sir in our previous episodes and were completely delighted by his answers, and we are back today with him once again to discuss the topic. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us today.
Thank you.
So topic for today is business contracts. So I think very first question has to be, what are commercial contracts?
Okay, see, when we say commercial contract, we are restricting ourselves to commercial transactions.
Right.
Right? Now, contracts has to be commercial, no doubt, because the Indian law speaks very clearly that any contract without consideration is not valid.
Not bad. Right.
Subject to certain four exceptions which are laid down. The commercial contract means two parties or more than two parties entering into a business transactions to note down what is there in their business, what they will do, what they will not do, what the payment terms are, what it is not.
Yeah.
So when all such things are written and then it is signed, it is called as a contract. Now there is a difference between two parts. One you don't sign, one you sign. In very clear commercial contract मतलब business के लिए जो आप agreement sign करते हो duly signed.
Okay.
Simple.
And what is the importance of a commercial contract for a business?
Actually, if you'll ask me, in my view, no dealing has to be done without executing into an agreement. The reason is that entering into a commercial contract only promotes your trust between two or more parties, whoever is a party to the business transactions. आप देखिए बहुत सारे issues जब आता है कोर्ट में, आप देख लीजिए, you can ask any lawyers who are practicing in this area. बहुत सारे मैटर्स में डिस्प्यूट्स कब होता है जब आप किसी के साथ अग्रीमेंट्स नहीं करते हो, और जब आप अग्रीमेंट्स नहीं करते हो, इट बिकम्स फॉर यू टू एक्चुअली में प्रूव इट बिफोर द कोर्ट दैट व्हाट वाज द रियल ट्रांजैक्शन. सो आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि आपने परचेस ऑर्डर रेज ही नहीं किया है. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का मेन पर्पस यही होता है कि हमें समझना है कि हम क्या करने वाले हैं, हम क्या करेंगे, हम किस तरीके से करेंगे, हम कहाँ तक जाना चाहिए, हमारा लिमिट किधर है. हम ये सब चीज़ को जब डिफ़ाइन करते हैं, हमें पता है कि ये एक चीज़ डिफाइंड हो गया है. सो यू विल आस्क मी अ सिस्टम हैज़ बीन प्लेस्ड. So now I am okay with it. Now the execution part goes to down. Okay. So once I am done with this, I don't have to look into each and every business deal which I am doing. So yes, commercial contract का सबसे बड़ा importance ये है that actually में place your system in a very brilliant aspect, and that no doubt is one of the most important step, or I should say tool in your business growth.
Exactly.
It has to be.
It lays down the procedures in simple way.
आपको टेंशन फ्री कर देता है.
Right.
You just rely on that contract.
So to create a commercial contract, what are the key points to be kept in mind?
सबसे बड़ा की पॉइंट है आप किसके साथ करने जा रहे हो, क्यों करने जा रहे हो, वाई यू आर एंटरिंग इनटू एन एग्रीमेंट, पर्पस ऑफ द एग्रीमेंट, what are the roles and the responsibilities of the parties who are entering into an agreement. What I will do, what he will do, what I have done, what he was supposed to do, what he should have done, what I could have done. After that, suppose if he doesn't do, what I have the rights.
Okay.
What if I have failed, what rights he have, what are the obligations, how to move on further. You just imagine if you are able to draw such detailed provision in any agreement, then I am pretty much sure that you are totally well aware my rights, my obligations. And if so, you don't have to think twice. You just go with the flow of that agreement. And the moment I say flow, it means smooth business transactions. और आप देख लीजिए जो भी business transaction smoothly चलता है, कोई issues नहीं आता है. Just imagine smooth transaction, smooth closing of the deal. You are getting another contract. Your business grows. Wow.
What more does one need? So when it comes to contract, we get the word agreement as well. So what's the difference between the two?
Okay. सी एक्चुअली में आप पूछोगे तो लेमैन लैंग्वेज में सब उसको अग्रीमेंट बोलते हैं.
Okay.
But definitely, I am assuming that you want me to answer from the legal perspective. Agreement मतलब both the parties entering into an agreement. But the moment it is signed, it is contract.
Okay.
Remember, agreement can be oral and written. Contract has to be in writing.
Okay.
Agreement cannot necessarily be assumed as enforceability by law. Contract enforceability of an agreement is in contract.
Right. As per the
Start is an agreement, end is a contract, and it is very clearly defined in the Indian Contract Act. So any agreement which is signed, certain agreements registered,
Right.
the moment it is done, it is contract.
It is a contract.
So agreement अगर ये है, contract becomes more binding.
Exactly.
Both are binding, but enforceability is important. I'll tell you why. Example. Suppose two parties enters into an agreement कि तू मेरा ये काम कर दे, मैं 20 साल तक तेरे यहाँ पे नौकर का काम करूँगा. Agreement तो साइन हो गया,
हाँ.
but whether it is enforceable? No.
No.
So contract has not been concluded.
Exactly.
Agreement has been signed.
Okay.
But layman language में everyone use the term agreement as a final agreement.
Right.
You need to understand this part. कोई भी चीज़ आप करोगे, it has to be enforceable. You cannot have the nonsense clause and say कि ये contract है.
Exactly. So many times has it happened that people sign an agreement without even reading it. So are such agreements valid?
Well, if you sign without reading it, then you are a genius man. So it has to be valid, because since you are genius, you believed in everything, so valid. But I am more amused if any person without seeing the agreement signs. Wow. I understand आप लोन लेने जाते हो बैंक से, you don't have any other option. Either you sign it or take it. I understand that part, which I feel it is not legal, but there are judgments, there are statements, there are laws which says it is legal, so it is legal. But I am asking you कि आप business transactions को बिना पढ़े sign करने लगे हो, then you have to be a very bad businessman. You should know what you are selling, you should know what the payment you are getting, you should know what payment you are making. If you don't do this and you sign it, then you cannot say कि it is valid or invalid. It has to be valid.
Okay.
Once the agreement is signed, it is valid. Subject to certain legal interpretations, when it was signed, how it was signed, method of signing, that's a different aspect.
Okay. And when it comes to commercial contracts, are they necessary to be registered?
No, ऐसा नहीं है. It's not mandatory. See, the Registration Act is very clearly, it just clearly speaks, what are the agreements that has to be registered. Immovable property अगर purchase or sale हो रहा है, it has to be registered because they fall under that category, right? Business agreements, commercial agreements, MOU, letter of intent need not be registered.
Okay.
So registered क्या है और क्या नहीं है, we need to understand. But remember one thing, any property which is transferred from A to B for whatever reasons has to be registered. ये एक मंत्र है. बाकी कैन नॉट बी रजिस्टर्ड, शुड नॉट बी रजिस्टर्ड. फिर भी आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन करना है, गो ऑन, बट नॉट मैंडेटरी, बिकॉज इवन द लॉ डजंट से इट हैज़ टू बी रजिस्टर्ड.
Right, not mandatory. So in case a party to a contract breaches the contract, then can a case be filed against them?
हाँ, 199%.
Okay.
ब्रीच मीन्स दैट आपने उस अग्रीमेंट को भंग कर दिया. आपने जो अग्रीमेंट में माना था, जो करना था, आपने उसको किया नहीं. So the moment you say breach, it means that you have failed to perform as per the terms of the agreement.
Yes.
And this is what I am saying. If you have get a detailed agreement, if you know what are your rights and breaches, you know your remedies, you know your further steps, and the moment breach is done, you will comply with the steps which is stated in the agreement. So definitely, if there is any breach,
Right.
go for it. Don't wait. The moment you wait, it will definitely dilute your certain rights. I am not saying it will become illegal, but dilution आ ही जाता है because everyone starts questioning कि अगर आपको इतना अर्जेंट था तो आप रुके क्यों थे. Then you can't make a statement कि मैं रुका था, मैं भरोसा कर रहा था, मैं ट्रस्ट कर रहा था, blah blah blah. कोई it doesn't make sense.
And talking about contracts, are they necessary to be in writing or oral contracts are also valid?
Agreement can be oral and be written. The moment it is signed, it becomes a contract.
Right.
So contract has to be in writing. It cannot be in oral.
हाँ,
ओरल एग्रीमेंट को आप प्रूव कैसे करोगे?
very hard to do that.
नहीं करोगे आप विटनेस बुलाओगे, विटनेस बोलेगा मैं नहीं आ सकता. इन हाउ मैनी केसेस विटनेस कम्स इन द कोर्ट? आप मना के थक जाओगे. इवन योर बेस्ट फ्रेंड विल नॉट कम टू द कोर्ट. सो यू हैव ओनली टू ऑप्शंस. ईदर यू ब्रेक योर फ्रेंडशिप और एक्सेप्ट इट. सो एज अ ह्यूमन एक्सेप्ट इट, दैट नोबडी विल हेल्प यू आउट.
So even if
Writing.
you make them in oral, there's no use of it. They are practically
Oral agreement, the problem with the oral agreement is that there is no end.
Exactly.
आप बोलोगे मैंने उस दिन कहा था, वो बोलेगे नहीं मैंने अगले दिन बोला था. डू यू रियली थिंक दैट द जज इज सिटिंग देयर एंड ही विल इमेजिन ऑफ योर स्टोरी? हाँ ऐसा है वैसा है. वो जज बोलेगा बाय गॉड आई एम टायर्ड नाउ, आपका स्टोरी मैं अगले डेट सुनूंगा. सो एवरीथिंग हैज टू बी इन राइटिंग.
And when talking about commercial contracts, we get the word of arbitration clause. What is this clause?
सी ऐसा है कि आर्बिट्रेशन क्लॉज का मीनिंग ये होता है दैट टू पार्टीज और whoever is the contractual parties, they have agreed to this fact that in case by any chance breaches is there, dispute arises or there are any differences, then how to sort out the problem. So what the law has done, as of now I am talking about laws of India, what Indian law has done is that they have given you a right कि आप एक क्लॉज डालो आर्बिट्रेशन पे. हम उसको ज़्यादातर नॉर्मल जो पॉपुलर नेम है हम उसको बोलते हैं डिस्प्यूट रिजोल्यूशन मैकेनिज्म. ओके, बहुत सारी बड़ी कंपनीज जो इनका सिस्टम प्लेस्ड होता है वो क्या करते हैं, क्लियर रखते हैं क्लॉज में अगर ये डिस्प्यूट हुआ तो वी विल गो फॉर ए मीडिएशन. मीडिएशन अगर 7 दिन में नहीं होता है then we will go for the higher level mediation. If that doesn't work out, then we will go for arbitration.
Okay.
उससे होता क्या है कि मतभेद तो होना ही है, right? There are no business deals जिसमें मतभेद नहीं होता है. It will bound to happen. But उस मतभेद को हम किस तरीके से close करते हैं, that is more important. Right? It is very easy to start the process. It is very easy to end the process. But it is very difficult to middle this in between of starting and ending.
Okay.
And this is where your arbitration and dispute resolution mechanism works.
Okay.
If you are able to achieve that target successfully, आपका कोई business deal खराब नहीं जाएगा.
So according to you, it's very important to carefully add in the arbitration clause.
Of course, don't copy paste it. Understand, just understand its relevancy. आप copy paste करोगे, well then you are opening yourself to an interpretation.
Exactly.
And the moment you open yourself your agreement to an interpretation, I am telling you there is no end to it, because for A it will be this, for B it will be this, and then we sit and we decide कि हम ये भी कर सकते थे नहीं ये भी कर सकते थे. So see, I always believe आप agreement simple बनाओ, simple language रखो, arbitration clause को simple रखो, just make a beautiful small agreement and close it.
So according to you, when drafting the arbitration clause, what are the points that have to be mentioned?
सीट कहाँ होगा, वेन्यू कहाँ होगा, कौन सा एक्ट काम आएगा, कितने आर्बिट्रेटर होने चाहिए, 1, 3 कितने होने चाहिए, कौन सा रूल्स अप्लाई होना चाहिए. बराबर है. नाउ एक आर्बिट्रेटर रखना है या 3 रखना है, यू हैव टू डिसाइड. इफ़ यू आस्क मी इज़ बेटर कि आप 1 रखो, डील बड़ा है तो 3 रखो, बट दैट्स योर चॉइस. ज़्यादातर जो MSME होते हैं जिनका बिज़नेस ज़्यादा हाई लेवल पे नहीं होता हो, आई विल प्रीफर कि आप 1 आर्बिट्रेटर रखो. नाउ आर्बिट्रेशन में भी 2 तरीके होते हैं, इंस्टीट्यूशनल आर्बिट्रेशन, एडहॉक आर्बिट्रेशन. राइट, एडहॉक बोले तो यू डिसाइड कि किसको आर्बिट्रेटर अपॉइंट करना है. इंस्टीट्यूशनल मीन्स देर आर इंस्टीट्यूशंस लाइक नाना पालकी वाला, बॉम्बे चेंबर. आप जब क्लॉज लिखते हो तो यू नीड टू बी वेरी क्लियरली कि हाँ रूल्स ऑफ डैश एंड डैश सेंटर विल बी एप्लीकेबल. एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू, फॉर मी, इफ यू आस्क मी, द बेस्ट वे इज टू डू दिस, because you just bypass everything. You don't have to go to the high court for appointment of arbitrator. You don't have to waste your time. So in my view, institutional arbitration is very best instead of ad hoc.
Okay. So Lalit ji, moving on to the next section, can invoice and purchase orders be labeled as commercial contract?
Yes, in fact they are the most major part when you define what is commercial contract. अगर आपका परचेस ऑर्डर है, उस परचेस ऑर्डर पे उसने एक्ट किया है, इट इज़ अ कमर्शियल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. आपने इनवॉइस भेजा है और उसने उसका पार्शियल पेमेंट किया है, इट्स अ कमर्शियल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. सो बेसिकली इफ यू आस्क मी, येस, परचेस ऑर्डर एंड इनवॉइस आर अ पार्ट ऑफ अ कमर्शियल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. नाउ द ओनली क्वेश्चन कम्स कि उसका वैलिडिटी क्या है, इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या है, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन फैक्ट्स ऑफ द केस.
ओके, एंड व्हाट्स द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ इनवॉइस एंड परचेज ऑर्डर्स इन दीज कमर्शियल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट? एज इन एक बिजनेस के लिए कितना ज़रूरी है इन्हें ध्यान से बनाना?
बिना इन्वॉइस के तो आप बिज़नेस करोगे नहीं. तो आई एम प्रीटी मच श्योर कि इन्वॉइस तो लगेगा. एंड इनफैक्ट जीएसटी आने के बाद तो इन्वॉइस हैज़ बिकम मोर मैंडेटरी नाउ. आप इन्वॉइस रेस करोगे नहीं, इट विल अमाउंट टू अ ब्लैक मनी. प्रीटी मच श्योर. कैश ट्रांजेक्शंस को आप करोगे, इट विल कैच द अटेंशन ऑफ इनकम टैक्स ऑफिसर्स. सो नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज परचेस ऑर्डर कितना रिलेवेंट है. अगर आप परचेस ऑर्डर इशू करते हो, एटलीस्ट you are entering into a system of having a good sync of your documents to go for a business transactions. आप अग्रीमेंट नहीं करते हो, विच आई बिलीव यू शुड डू, बट नहीं करते हो, आई अंडरस्टैंड, बट एटलीस्ट गेट द परचेस ऑर्डर इशूड इन योर फेवर. आप इन्वॉइस रेस करो, चलान रेस करो, एटलीस्ट एक पार्ट तो पूरा करो. द ओनली पॉइंट ऑफ सेइंग ऑल दिस थिंग इज कि आप अपने ट्रांजेक्शन्स को अनडिस्प्यूटेबल रखो. जितना अनडिस्प्यूटेड रहेगा, इट विल बी इन योर फेवर. आप जितना उसको डिस्प्यूट क्रिएट करोगे, आप भरोसे पे काम करने जाओगे. सी यू माइट सक्सीड इन 1 second, बट तीसरा चौथा कहने तो कहीं यू विल बी बैडली हिट आउट ऑफ दिस.
राइट. एंड मूविंग ऑन टू द अनदर टॉपिक ऑफ फोर्स मेजर, दिस इज वन अनदर क्लॉज दैट आई हैव हर्ड अबाउट. व्हाट इज दिस क्लॉज?
फोर्स मेजोरे, आई थिंक जितना यूज़ फोर्स मेजोरे का 2020 में हुआ है, उतना उसके पहले कभी नहीं हुआ था, और शायद ये साल भी हो ही रहा होगा. वेल, फोर्स मेजोरे हैज़ ऑलवेज बीन अ पार्ट ऑफ एनी अग्रीमेंट, बट उसका रेलेवेंस क्या होता है, उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या होता है, उसका पर्पस क्या होता है, एवरीथिंग वॉज कैलकुलेटेड, आर्ग्यूड एंड डिज़ाइंड ओनली इन 2020 लॉकडाउन. यू नो वाई? बिकॉज एक्चुअली फोर्स मेजोरे मीन्स एन एक्ट ऑफ गॉड जो आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं है. अगर आप उसको क्लॉज रखते हो अपने एग्रीमेंट में, तो आप एक तरह से चेतावनी भी दे देते हो कि अगर ऐसा कुछ इश्यूज़ आया जहाँ पे वो मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं है, वॉर हो गया, स्ट्राइक हो गया, आग लग गया, समथिंग हैपेंड विच वॉज नॉट इन माई कंट्रोल, देन आई एम नॉट लाइबल टू कंप्लाई विद दैट टर्म्स ऑफ अग्रीमेंट फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. सो एक्चुअली में दैट हेल्प्स योर बिजनेस टू ग्रो. आप नहीं रखते हो. पिछले साल इन 2020 राइट, पिछले साल बहुत सारे ऐसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स के ऊपर आर्ग्यूमेंट हुआ कि फोर्स मेजर अगर नहीं है तो हम क्या करें. तो समवन वाज आर्ग्यूइंग कि नहीं, गवर्नमेंट ने बोला है कि इस पेंडेमिक से चलेगा. आई थिंक मैनी ऑफ द केसेस सुप्रीम कोर्ट टोल्ड यू पार्टीज, यू बोथ डिसाइड व्हाट टू डू. राइट. जस्ट इमेजिन अगर आपका क्लॉज होता, यू वुड हैव सेव्ड मेनी थिंग्स आउट ऑफ इट.
सो इन केस एज यू जस्ट मेंशन दैट नहीं था कुछ लोगों के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में ऐसा क्लॉज, उनके लिए क्या वे आउट रहता है फिर?
सी, फोर्स मेजोरे का वे आउट ऐसे होता है एक्चुअली में. आप देखा जाएगा तो फोर्स मेजोरे आप क्लॉज रखते हो, यू आर सेफ. आप नहीं रखते हो, एटलीस्ट यू हैव अ ग्राउंड ऑफ इंटरप्रिटिंग योर सेल्फ की हाउ आई कुड हैव डन इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सिनेरियो. बट आई एम टेलिंग यू कि इट विल नेवर वर्क आउट ऑलवेज इन योर फेवर. राइट. I still remember that there was a case filed in Bombay High Court last year, where one of the party was saying कि because lockdown है तो I am not able to supply the steel. High Court told very clearly that there is no case of force majeure because supplying the steel is an essential service.
Okay.
So just imagine what would have happened to him because workers नहीं है, काम नहीं हो रहा है.
हाँ.
So interpretations open है. अब वो है या नहीं है, इट टोटली डिपेंड्स वो पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन के ऊपर है. बट येस, कुछ ज़्यादा बड़ा इश्यूज़ हो गया है जो आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं है, और वॉर हो गया या स्ट्राइक हो गया जो आपके रिलेटेड नहीं है, देन डेफिनेटली यू कैन गो टू द कोर्ट एंड से कि भले मेरे पास क्लॉज नहीं था, बट व्हाट आई कुड हैव डन इन दिस सिनेरियो. सो डेफिनेटली कोर्ट विल हेल्प यू आउट. बट you should have force majeure clause. Let me tell you that.
And another kind of contract that is very famous is NDA. So what is an NDA?
NDA means non-disclosure agreement. कोई लोग उसको secrecy agreement भी बोलते हैं. But basically NDA has become a part of any business system nowadays. You know why? Because ज़्यादातर पहले NDA सिर्फ employment agreements में ही साइन किया जाता था. Now it has started being a part of any agreement to be executed before. Purpose यही होता है कि when two parties or two and more than parties they enter into an arrangement, they will disclose their way of doing the business, how they will do the business, they will share their customers portfolio. Every parties nowadays they think how we can come together and do a business. सो इन चीज़ों में क्या होता है कि मैं अपने सीक्रेट्स आपसे शेयर कर रहा हूँ, आप मुझसे शेयर करोगे, हम ऐसा क्या अग्रीमेंट साइन करें जिसकी वजह से हम दोनों किसी और को ना बताएं. दिस इज़ वेयर NDA कम्स, नॉन डिस्क्लोजर अग्रीमेंट. इसको ये नाम से भी बहुत पॉपुलर है, कॉन्फिडेंशियल अग्रीमेंट.
कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी.
पॉइंट ऐसा ही है कि आप जो डिस्क्लोज करते हो उसको आप कोई भी पब्लिक डोमेन में ओपन मत करो. एंड दिस इज़ वेयर NDA बिकम्स मोर रिलेवेंट. इनफैक्ट अगर आप देखोगे आजकल बिकॉज ऑफ IP 90% of the agreements they sign NDA. Definitely you should sign it. And I mean to say आप नहीं साइन करोगे उसका एक सबसे बड़ा I'll tell you the misuse. मान लीजिए आपने नहीं किया NDA साइन एंड अगेन आप भरोसे पे जा रहे हो, देन आई एम टेलिंग यू जब तक वो डील कंप्लीट नहीं होगा यू विल लिव इन अ फियर कि मेरा क्या होने वाला है. जस्ट इमेजिन दैट पार्ट. So NDA definitely has become the most important part of any business agreements nowadays.
So apart from the fact that it helps you live out of fear of getting disclosed, what are the other benefits of an NDA for a business entity?
See, the moment you sign an NDA, one thing is very clear that there is something which will come out of this agreement, this particular negotiations between two parties. आपको जब पता है कि मेरे कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो बाहर नहीं आएगा, किसी को नहीं बताया जाएगा, what you do is that you become more involved in that particular transactions. You have that trust factor.
Right.
See, the moment trust factor आ जाता है, you know, your own mindset will grow to such a level कि नहीं मुझे ये deal close करना है. Whereas if you don't sign an NDA, you just don't know क्या होने वाला है. आप आज चले गए उससे मिलने, suddenly वो किधर और मिलने चला गया. I can share you one example which has happened 4 years back. There was a startup, what he was doing is that he was meeting investors because he wanted to maybe for funding and everything. So उसने कभी NDA साइन नहीं किया and he started telling the secrets about his company कि मेरा ये business model है.
Okay.
One day he came to me and told कि सर मेरा ना एक issue हो गया and I was asking what कि हम 6 partners थे और एक partner हमने कभी NDA साइन नहीं किया. We just हम 6 थे और he just joined us hardly 5 months back and we were just going around. उसके पास अब डेटा है और अभी वो चला गया and now what? Now you have to wait and see what to do. It just happened that we issued a legal notice to him saying that you are a part of it. You are entitled for not disclosing the information. In case if you do that, we will ensure that a strict action is being taken against you. Well, it was a lucky moment for us that he replied saying that I never thought of disclosing to anyone. If you want, we will enter into an agreement.
Right.
But I am telling you, this will not happen every time.
Exactly.
It will not happen every time. So better again. I am telling you, don't believe in post legal strategy. Always believe in prior legal strategy. That will always help you to win your whatever is your case.
Exactly. And when coming to NDA, there's a confidentiality clause which is always talked about. What is this clause?
See, confidential clause, when you enter into an agreement, what happens? See, there are 2 ways of executing an NDA. One, you enter into a business agreement. In that business agreement, you sign one confidential clause. We say confidential information. So, the moment that particular clause becomes a part of the agreement, we say confidential is a part of this agreement.
Okay.
But the moment you sign a separate agreement, we say an NDA.
Okay, so that's one thing in a agreement, another.
One is NDA as an agreement or a clause on the confidential in an agreement. Both are valid, but the reason NDA is signed because it has more detailed process, information and thoughts, and that particular para might not have. But nowadays what has happened is that starting any transaction there is an NDA. Then there is a contract. In that contract also there is a part of confidential clause.
Okay.
Both ways.
Exactly.
Just to ensure everything is protected.
Complete security.
Yeah.
And moving on, coming to payment terms. How important is it to mention the payment terms in a commercial contract?
Well, if you ask this question to any businessman, they will say, and if they believe in the system of executing an agreement, they will say कि यही मुझे देखना है और कुछ नहीं पढ़ना है कि मुझे मेरा पेमेंट कब आएगा. सी पेमेंट टर्म्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. अगर आप पेमेंट टर्म्स को क्लियरली डिफाइन नहीं करोगे, आई एम टेलिंग यू द होल डिस्प्यूट विल स्टार्ट ऑन अ वेरी सेकेंड डे. सो यू नो जब आप अग्रीमेंट बनाते हो उसमें क्लॉजेज होते हैं, क्या डालना है नहीं डालना है. पेमेंट एक ऐसा क्लॉज है जहाँ पे यू हैव टू डिवोट अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. थिंक, बिकॉज एक पेमेंट ही है जिसकी वजह से बिजनेस कर रहे हो आप. अगर आपका पेमेंट क्लॉज ही क्लियर नहीं है, देन आई थिंक यू विल मिस द बस वेरी बैडली.
Right.
एंड माल सप्लाई होने के बाद पेमेंट टर्म्स क्लियर नहीं है, देन यू आर एंटरिंग इनटू अ रेड जोन.
Exactly. Now moving on, we all know that in today's world, children are starting to earn from a very young age, especially the influencers that we see. So I think this thing has to be discussed, that can a minor come into a contract?
Well, minor, if you ask me, minor cannot execute any contract because it is like just word ab initio. It is not valid at all.
Exactly.
But if someone, there are three parties, A, B and C. C is a minor. A, B sign an agreement. So A, B, C becomes a party to the contract. In case if anything happens, C cannot be called for any issues. He is a minor.
Exactly, because they
So
decline.
if A and B are signing an agreement, you are signing at your own risk because the law is there. Any agreement with minor less than 18 is not valid.
Void ab initio, that's
हाँ.
the...
But in regard to this influencer part, I am pretty much sure that when you become an influencer, I am assuming that you are talking about this influencer in a YouTube manner or LinkedIn manner.
Yeah, anyway.
Their terms are very clear that above 18 has to execute the contract. But I am pretty much sure nobody reads that.
So, and lastly, validity of a commercial contract if it is signed through an email. What's the stance?
Everything is okay. I will bifurcate this answer in two ways. One, I am assuming that both the parties are exchanging their emails and agreeing to that point.
Okay.
Fair enough, it is valid. It is not invalid. But yes, if you can get this on 100 rupees stamp paper, it becomes more authenticity. But legal wise, it is valid. It is same as you have signed an agreement on 100 rupees stamp paper.
Okay.
And the only point will come is that when you go to the court will say do one thing, you get this on the stamp paper and then I will hear the matter. But again, there is not a big thing. Email agreements are valid. Second, you must have seen that when you open any Gmail account or when you go to any software or app, they will tell you that either you select these terms and move ahead or cancel it.
Exactly.
We say browse and click wrap agreement, right? The moment you sign it becomes valid. My personal view, whether it is valid or not, it is a debatable point, because you telling them this is the only way I will do it, it is more of a unilateral contract. But yes, since it is a free choice, you are ready to accept that software or app, you are bound by that agreement.
Right. The most common example are cookies, because when we join a website, they ask us if we want to accept the cookies or not. So I believe that's also an agreement.
But I'm pretty much sure if you don't accept the cookies, website doesn't work.
Exactly. So we are just bound by it. We have to do it. Now, Lalitji, I believe another type of agreement which every business person has to know is an employment agreement. So please, if you could tell our viewers about that.
Well, employment agreement, if you read in isolation, it means an agreement appointment letter. But I'll tell you, it should never be read as an isolation. Till now, many of the MSMEs, they don't have proper set of employment agreements.
Yes, they do.
आपने कॉपी पेस्ट कर दिया ऑनलाइन से, आपने एग्रीमेंट बना लिया. आई हैव सीन 2 pages का अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर एंड आई जस्ट रीड आउट वन क्लॉज विच आई रिमेंबर. फर्स्ट पेज पे लिखा था कि यू आर अपॉइंटेड एंड यू आर विल पेड फलाना फलाना, एंड सेकंड में लिखा था दैट you will work for us for 3 years. If you leave it, we will take an action. If you termination notice will be 30 days and all the damages will be paid by you. And then the employee, he joins, he signs an agreement, and then after 4 months he leaves it. And then this particular guy comes to me and says that sir चलो सर हम इस पर केस करते हैं. And I asked him क्या केस करना है. He told me sir देखो 3 साल का बॉन्ड साइन किया हुआ है. Now he should realize having such a clause wherein you bind an employee is not valid in India.
Exactly.
There are ways to do that, right? So employment agreement is more relevant. I will prefer that at least you have a set of agreements signed by an employee so that you are safe, your data is safe, your company is safe. If you are not signing any agreement with an employee, actually you are keeping that interpretation open, and the moment you do that, again the same old story will come. Who will favor him? Him will favor who, and that has to be decided by the court.
Right.
So जो चीज़ आपका 2 घंटे में हो सकता है एम्प्लॉयमेंट एग्रीमेंट करने से, आप नहीं करोगे वो तो फिर 2 साल 3 साल भी चल सकता है.
Exactly. So according to you, how important is it to enforce an employee agreement?
See, the moment I say you enter into an agreement, कल को कुछ issues होता है, enforce it. So I am taking this enforceability term in a way that an employee has left and now what? Enforce it. Whatever are the terms, issue a notice, issue a legal notice. If you really feel that this particular employee has cheated you, don't wait for it. If you go by an assumption कि रहने दे मैं नहीं करूँगा, I am telling you कि कभी कभी you have to fight out the cases because you need to tell other employees that we as a company we will not allow all this nonsense.
Exactly.
Right? So enforceability you have to do it, legally it is valid, everything is there. Just a caution is that don't try to copy paste, don't try to go to Google and see. Again I am repeating this word, Google will give you 1 lakh format, but a real interpretation and relevancy of any clause can only be given by a professional.
Right.
Go for it. I mean, don't go for Google. You can get the knowledge from the Google. I'm not saying do that, don't do that, do that. But while finalizing, better you approach a legal consultant and close that matter.
And while we are on the topic of copy paste of contracts and agreements, many times the employee agreement failed to mention the privacy clause, as in you're not going to disclose the private matters of our company. So what if because of copy and paste they fail to mention this privacy clause? What are the drawbacks of it and what can be done after it?
Well, as I told you, if you don't enter into a proper set of legal agreements by an employee, what you are doing? You are not safeguarding your data.
Not at all.
You are not safeguarding your time invested in an employee. You are not telling the employee, boss, this is your limitation, this is your right, this is your obligation. If you are not clear to your employee, definitely your employee will do what he wants. Then after that, if you say कि अरे ऐसा कानून बना हुआ है ना ऐसे होना चाहिए ना वैसे होना चाहिए, then that is your fault. कानून ने आपको सब दिया हुआ है. कानून ने आपको बोला है आप अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर साइन करो, आप NDA साइन करो, आप NC साइन करो, आप ट्रेनिंग अग्रीमेंट साइन करो, आप उनसे लेटर ले लो, आप अश्योरेंस ले लो, आप लेटर ले लो. आई मीन टू से देयर आर मेनी वेज टू डू दैट, बट जस्ट बिकॉज आप कुछ पैसे बचाने के लिए आप ये सब नहीं करते हो, या तो आपको कोई गाइड नहीं करता है, या तो आपको ये रिलेवेंस नहीं लगता है, then that is actually your fault. Many of the MSMEs, let me tell you more, who are retailers or wholesalers or distributors, maybe service providers, they don't believe in all such things. उनको आई हैव सीन मैनी ऑफ दैम, जब मैं उनको पूछता हूँ कि आपका एम्प्लॉयमेंट एग्रीमेंट है, हो जाएगा, एंड मैनेज कैसे, मैं आपको भेज देता हूँ. एंड आई हैव सीन दे गो टू द गूगल कॉपी पेस्ट मार के चिपका देते माल. अरे यू कैन नॉट डू दैट, because I am not saying that format is wrong or bad. It's all about whether that particular clause is relevant to your organization.
Exactly.
So, it totally depends. I will prefer have a good set of agreements. Again, I am repeating, prior legal strategy will save your cost in a huge manner rather than waiting for the post legal strategy. Any company who believes in the prior legal strategy and post, you can find out that the legal budget saves a lot of money because your prior is already in a sync.
Exactly. And moving on to another set of agreements which are commonly found, those are the partnership agreements. So are those labeled as commercial agreements? Can they be labeled as that?
Okay, partnership agreement. So let me bifurcate. One, there's a deed of partnership by which a partnership is formed. That is not a commercial contract for public, but that is a commercial contract for the parties who have entered into.
Okay, for the partners.
And then other than that, like strategic alliance partnership, relationship, they are all commercial contracts.
Okay.
So any contract which is executed with an intention to do a business, and if there is a consideration, it is a commercial contract.
Okay.
And the basic point, it all have to be enforceable by law.
Most important point of view.
That's it.
And talking about sole proprietors, according to you, what are some major contracts and agreements they should have or they should make?
See, it's like this. Every business, they might have their own standard templates. Every business have their own standard way of doing the business. But there are 90 business, assuming. Each business definitely will have to follow one protocol.
Right.
If you are in service repairing of AC, right, AC service, and there are 10 service providers, I am pretty much sure that your market is same, your customers are same, your channel is same. How come your standard templates can be different?
Exactly.
So your template has to be in a manner that it will work for you. Now, what are the agreements? Vendor agreement, service agreement, NDA, employment agreements with your employee, NDA with your clients, annual maintenance contract, Now this 6, according to me, for a AC is more relevant. Then definitely you will enter into agreement with AC companies. Now what agreements will be coming, it depends on your business. Suppose if you hire any online digital consultant, then service agreement. Suppose if you want to develop an app, software agreement.
Okay.
So it is very difficult to list out an agreement. But there are certain sets: employment, vendor, service, it has to be there. Annual maintenance has to be there. Employment has to be there.
Right.
And then it depends on your business and on the way it works out.
And talking about joint venture agreements, are those commercial?
Of course, joint venture agreements are commercial. I am telling you, any agreement with enforceability, with consideration, with an intention to do the business are commercial. And
Okay.
remember one thing: there is one word, consensus ad idiom.
Okay.
If it means both the parties with this common intention for a common purpose enters into an agreement which is enforceable by law, becomes a contract, is valid.
That's it. That's a simple definition.
Simple.
And what are franchisee agreements?
It's a trend. मैकडोनल्ड है, मुझे मैकडोनल्ड चालू करना है, मैं अप्रोच करता हूँ मैकडोनल्ड को कि मुझे आपका बिजनेस चलाना है, वो आपको फ्रेंचाइजी देते हैं. फ्रेंचाइजी मतलब कि दे अलाउ यू कि आप उनका ब्रांड यूज़ करो, आप उनका प्रोडक्ट यूज़ करो, किस तरीके से यूज़ करना है, कैसे करना है, वो आपको 200-300 पेज का फ्रेंचाइजी एग्रीमेंट दे देंगे. देयर आर मैनी रेस्ट्रिक्शंस, कैसे करना है, दैट्स योर कॉल, बट फ्रेंचाइजी एग्रीमेंट इज़ द कमर्शियल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट.
Okay. So franchisee in the sense, if I want to open a branch of McDonald's, so I'll sign with McDonald's, right?
Of course.
So how important is jurisdiction clause? Because McDonald's would, if they put in their jurisdiction, it will be really costly for me.
See, it's like this. If you are taking a franchisee, you are a very inferior party. You cannot bargain with them that I want India. वो बोलेगा ठीक है आप जाओ, नहीं करना है तो करो. Because if you're taking a franchisee, you are at a receiving end. You cannot dictate the terms. Jurisdiction, I am pretty much sure कि suppose if there is an arbitration clause, see interpretations can be done that I was told to sign an agreement. But suppose if there is an arbitration clause which says कि नहीं आपका arbitration dispute रहेगा, it will go to UK, you are bound by it.
Okay.
Why? Court will say आपको लेना था franchisee, whether you had a right to read our agreement or not, who forced you to sign? No, agreed.
Right.
So you cannot dictate the terms actually. But there are certain interpretations how you can bring it here and there, but then again it depends what is the situation, what are the facts for which we are fighting. But no, accept it. The moment you accept your franchisee agreement, whatever are the clause you have, you are bound by it. That's it.
It's like the website agreement.
Yeah,
you
you're
have
bound
to
by
click
it.
on the dialog button. Exactly.
Have you ever changed the loan agreement from the bank?
Not possible. And coming to termination clause, that is one which you see in every agreement. How important is it to carefully draft it?
If payment term is more important, termination becomes more important. You should know when to exit, how to exit, the method of exit. Because if you are not clear on that part, you might get into a situation where you are being forced to do a work which you should not. I mean, suppose if you are doing the work, he is not making any payment, you don't have any other option because आपने termination का clause ही नहीं डाला है, आपने payment का clause ही नहीं डाला है, आपको काम करते ही रहना है, पैसा आएगा ही नहीं. That's why while drafting an agreement you have to think many times क्या possibilities है जिसकी वजह से मैं ना अटकूँ, वो ना अटके और हमारा smooth business चले.
Exactly. And how important is it to decide on the durability of the contract?
Well, it depends कि आपका क्या business model है actually. It depends. आपको लग रहा है 1 साल तो 1 साल 2 साल. This is more of a business strategy.
Okay.
Normally franchisee 2 साल रखते हैं, distributor 2 साल रखते हैं, 1 साल रखते हैं. But again, this is more of a business part rather than a legal.
Okay.
ये आपका कॉल है, आपको कितना साल रखना है ना नहीं रखना है. बट आप जितना साल रखोगे उसके हिसाब से ही आपका अग्रीमेंट उसी तरह से बनना चाहिए.
Okay. And if in case someone breaches the contract, then the case would be criminal or civil?
Civil. It can be criminal if the breach amounts to a criminal.
Okay. So if I add in a clause that in case someone breaches this contract, you'll be approaching with a criminal case. So is that clause valid?
That doesn't make any sense. Again, I told you, it doesn't mean that you put everything in an agreement which has no relevance to it. You cannot do that. This is where the legal strategy comes and the legal person comes into account. So don't expect that whatever you put in the agreement, breach हो गया ना मैं चले जाऊँगा, ऐसे नहीं होता.
That is not done.
If there is a criminal aspect to it, it will be a criminal, whether you write it or not. If it is a civil in nature, whether you write or not, it is civil in nature. Any breach calls for damages.
Exactly.
exemplary, nominal, liquidated, right? That is civil. But if you feel that an employee has he has taken away your data, it is a criminal.
That's a criminal.
So why you want to write everything? But what I'm trying to say that whatever you enter into an agreement, it has to be in a very detailed manner, logical manner, sensible manner, and you should know the law why you are putting. बस गूगल चले गए, लाया ना चिपकाया, वैलिड है. It doesn't work out like
Doesn't work
this.
like that. And what is the role of power of attorney in a commercial contract?
See, power of attorney का पर्पस ही वही होता है that A and B, A is a boss. Now A cannot go everywhere, right? But A को क्या चाहिए कि I am appointing someone जो मेरा बिजनेस चलाए या तो एक सेक्टर चलाए, तो मैं उसको पावर देता हूँ कि ये रेस्ट्रिक्शन है, वो आप कर लो. पावर बेसिकली देखा जाएगा, उसको अच्छी तरह से यूज़ किया जाएगा. दैट एक्चुअली मीन्स नथिंग बट आई एम अपॉइंटिंग माई सबॉर्डिनेट एज अ रिप्लेसमेंट फॉर मी एज ऑफ नाउ, टेम्पररी बेसिस. But let me tell you, don't draft power of attorney from anywhere except lawyer. Even after you getting a draft from the lawyer, read it 10 times and then sign it. Once it is signed, it will be a huge mistake if you believe that what you have done is a mistake.
Exactly.
Okay? Because एक किसी को power देना is a very big thing. It's a very big thing.
And moving on, we have a new concept of LLP, Limited Liability Partnership in India now. So what is an LLP agreement?
When you form any partnership, you have to enter into a deed of partnership. In the same way, when you start any LLP, you form any LLP, government has told you that this is the LLP agreement you have to enter into. They have given you a standard agreement. You either go with that agreement. If you want to make the changes, you make the changes. But you cannot make those changes which are illegal as per LLP Act. So LLP agreement is nothing but an agreement which describes everything about the partners who are entering into that LLP agreement.
Okay.
So again, LLP agreement is a commercial contract between the partners
who are coming into form an LLP. And is there any difference between LLP agreement and partnership agreement?
Laws are different.
Okay.
The way they are enacted are different. The way they work are different. So deed of partnership is different. LLP agreement is different.
Okay.
Both different. एक को इंडियन पार्टनरशिप एक्ट लगता है, एक को LLP एक्ट लगता है. So different.
Now coming to breach of contract. What if I have been accused or I have breached a contract? What are the defenses I can take or what are the steps that I have to take now?
See, the moment you say breach, डिफेंस खत्म हो जाता है.
Okay.
बिकॉज अगर आपने ब्रीच ही किया तो डिफेंस क्या रहा. बट अगर आपको लगता है कि ये ब्रीच मैंने नहीं किया, डिफेंस कम्स इनटू पिक्चर.
Okay.
सपोज यू हैव अ डिटेल्ड अग्रीमेंट. आपने कहा था कि 24 तारीख को माल आना चाहिए, जब 25 तारीख को इंस्पेक्शन होना चाहिए, 26, 27, 28 को माल मेरे साइट पे डिलीवर होगा, 29 को पेमेंट आएगा. माल आया 26 को, इंस्पेक्शन हुआ ही नहीं,
Okay.
और उसने इनवॉइस रेज कर दिया. योर डिफेंस कम्स कि देयर वाज अ क्लॉज वेरी नाइस स्टेटेड, आप ये करोगे, ऐसे करोगे तो ऐसे होगा.
Exactly.
डिफेंस. नाउ सेम एग्जांपल, माल आया 28 को, आपने इंस्पेक्शन किया 28 को, उसने इनवॉइस आपको दिया 28 को, अब आप पेमेंट नहीं करोगे. देन यू कैनॉट गो टू द कोर्ट एंड से कि मेरा डिफेंस है कि उसको 24 को आना था. बिकॉज कोर्ट बोलेगा आना था वो ठीक है बट आ गया, यू एक्टेड ऑन इट. सो डिफेंस क्या होगा, इट एक्चुअली टोटली डिपेंड्स दैट फैक्ट्स क्या है, सिचुएशन क्या है, सिनेरियो क्या है.
Okay.
That's it. So you have to create, see, as a defense counsel, you can create those defenses. It is totally a situational, contractual
Situational
basis.
answer, right?
If your contract is good, defense बनेगा. If your contract है ही नहीं, आप defense क्या बनाओगे?
When you don't have anything in your hand, then it's pretty hard to create the defense. Now moving on, in what cases is the contract deemed to be discharged or performed?
Let's bifurcate again. If you say discharged, it means closed.
Yes.
Again, it depends on the situation.
Okay.
आप ये करोगे, मैं ये करने वाला हूँ, ये नहीं होगा, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कैंसिल, फिनिश्ड.
Okay.
परफॉर्म, आपको ये तब करना था, ऐसे करना था, आप ऐसे करोगे, परफॉर्म. सी क्या होता है, व्हेन यू एंटर इनटू अ कमर्शियल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, एवरीथिंग इज देयर. बेस्ड ऑन दैट यू हैव टू टेक अ कॉल, डिस्चार्ज परफॉर्म्स, डिस्चार्ज परफॉर्म्स. सो इट इज़ नॉट दैट कि एक ऐसा सिस्टम बनाया हुआ है कि इसको हम इसका मीनिंग दे सकते हैं. आपका क्या अग्रीमेंट है, बेस्ड ऑन दैट इट बिकम्स अ डिस्चार्ज और परफॉर्मेंस. आप मान लीजिए आपने अग्रीमेंट भी कर दिया और वो उस पर कुछ कर नहीं रहा है, देन देर इज़ अ लॉ, स्पेसिफिक परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ, राइट. आप वहाँ पे चले जाओ, स्पेसिफिक परफॉर्मेंस के लिए आप ऑर्डर ले लो, आपके फेवर में आ जाएगा, कोर्ट डायरेक्शन देगा, यू हैव एंटर्ड इनटू अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, नाउ परफॉर्म दैट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. बट आप करोगे ही नहीं, ना तो ये कर रहा है ना तो वो कर रहा है, क्या होने वाला है? डिस्चार्ज. बाइट देखा जाएगा तो डिस्चार्ज ही, बिकॉज नो बडी इज इंटरेस्टेड, नो बडी इज इंटरेस्टेड. नाउ सपोज एक एग्रीमेंट बनाया आप लोग ने, बोला कि ये बारिश आने वाला है, मुझे छाता चाहिए 50. उसने भेजा नहीं, आपने मांगा नहीं, साल ख़त्म हो गया, एंड नाउ यू गो टू द कोर्ट एंड से कि छाता नहीं है. जज बोलेगा व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, इट्स अ सीजनल बिजनेस, यू शुड हैव कम ऑन टाइम, आई वुड हैव गिवन यू एन ऑर्डर. बट कुछ नहीं होने वाला.
So what if in case the performability is not possible of the contract? Contract अपने आप void हो जाएगा, or is there a process to follow then?
Well, again, if there is any clause in the agreement is as such, which law says it is not enforceable,
Okay.
it is invalid. Suppose if there is an agreement, one of the clause is impossible to perform. Remove that clause.
Okay.
बाकी का परफॉर्म करो. What you are talking is about frustration clause, doctrine sort of. Any agreement, if you put a clause कि within 15 days you have to meet alien and come to India.
That's not possible in practical.
It's beyond logic, unless and until you are Elon Musk.
So Lalit ji, can we make a contract with a foreign entity?
Of course. आप बिजनेस करो, इट्स एन ओपन मार्केट, वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमी इज वन इकोनॉमी, ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी वन मार्केट, यू कैन डू दैट. Just ensure that proper agreement are being executed.
Exactly. And in case they breach the contract, so can I file a case against them in India?
It depends what you decide in an agreement.
Okay.
Again, everything comes back to an agreement. See, the moment you sign commercial contracts or contract, everything has to go by the contract. Court will not come in your favor saying that, oh, I'll help you or I'll help you. No. Court will say contract hai, go by that method. If it is not there, then you tell me, then I will see what is the relevancy of it to put in India or not. So, we have to be very specific. Contract are guided by the terms which you agreed in that particular manner.
Exactly. So in case while making the contract we forget about mentioning trade secrets, and it happens that the other party breaches, as in they spill out the trade secrets of my company, so still can I approach the court?
Yes, you can approach, because there is no deniable fact that there was a business transaction, there was a commercial contract. It's just that you need to prove it that was your trade secret.
Okay.
How to prove it will be very difficult, but if you are able to prove it, definitely court will come in your favor.
Okay. So what if there's a dispute on a commercial contract? Then where to approach for relief?
See, again, I mean to say, the moment there is a breach in the commercial contract or there is a dispute, the terms will define what to do, where to do. If there is an arbitration clause, you have to go to arbitration. Okay. If there is no arbitration and there is a statement saying that only the laws of UK will be applicable, you have to go to that court. Exactly. If it's a foreign party, if both are Indian parties, if they don't decide, then the cause of action comes into picture. Civil procedure gives a detailed description on where the cause of action can be done or not. So basically your agreement first decides where to go, not to go, what to do, not to do. Okay. If it is silent, CPC will come into picture.
Okay. And can I alter my commercial contract after it has been signed?
It has to be agreed by both the parties. Okay. Unilaterally it cannot be done. It is not possible. If you do that, it has no legal binding on it.
Okay. Then coming to private limited companies, MOU has to be signed. So how important it is to carefully draft that?
Whatever you draft, whatever you name it, MOU, agreement or contract, it has to be drafted in a proper manner, in a very legal manner. Just because you name the agreement as an MOU, it doesn't become an MOU.
Okay.
By the way, MOU, agreement, service agreement, vendor agreement, हम ये जो नाम देते हैं ये हम अपने लिए देते हैं. टर्म्स डिसाइड करता है कि ये अग्रीमेंट क्या है. अगर आपने ऊपर MOU लिख दिया और नीचे आपने ऐसे टर्म्स डाले जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, साइंड है, इट इज़ नॉट MOU, इट इज़ अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट.
Okay.
So just by naming as an MOU doesn't make an MOU, by the way. Terms decides what is this, agreement or contract. Contract, then what?
And what points have to be kept in mind while making an MOU?
Depends what transactions you are entering into. Actually it
Okay.
depends.
So it's completely
But
subjective.
just to say, because since there's a question कि क्या हो सकता है इसका आंसर, term, termination, what you call order, purchase order कैसे रेज होगा, invoice कब पेमेंट आएगा, कैसे आएगा पेमेंट, arbitration, what you call then force majeure, then there are certain other clauses, indemnity sort of.
Okay.
Just ensure that you cover everything what is there.
Exactly. So we were having a discussion on copy paste of agreements. So this is something which I also strongly believe that should be discouraged. According to you, is it a healthy practice?
It can never be a healthy practice. It should never be a healthy practice. In fact, most of the times, because of this copy paste, most of them have suffered. Because see, when you go to the copy paste sort of, you don't know which agreement you are copy pasting. You don't know why that agreement was executed. You don't know the scenario or the situation why that agreement was done. Just because agreement, service agreement, आप चले गए, copy मारा, paste कर दिया, आपने थोड़ा अपने knowledge से change कर दिया. How you are sure कि this covers everything?
Exactly.
It's a very risky thing. आप करोगे, then you have to decide on your own. You are own liable for the risk and the losses you are taking.
Right. You need a legal professional in these matters. So coming to the very last question of today's episode, when someone is starting a new business, according to you, what are the some contracts that they should make?
If you're a startup, then definitely founders agreement.
Okay.
You form a company or not, that's your choice. Employment agreement shall cover everything. I mean to say appointment letter, NDA, non-compete, your training, your letter, your surety letter, your employee handbook, everything. Vendor agreement, website terms, which is more important nowadays,
Exactly.
terms of use, then NDA with your vendors, NDA with your software developer, software agreements. Then there can be an agreement with the consultant. If you have a channel partner, then channel partner agreement, distributorship agreement. जो agreements मैंने अभी बताए हैं, ये सब तो आपको लगेगा ही. आपका कोई भी मॉडल होगा बिजनेस का, एक्सेप्ट डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर और ये. आई थिंक इतने agreements अगर हम बना ले, एटलीस्ट you have cleared that red zone and now you are in a very good safer zone where you can think okay let's move ahead now. So ये जो होता है इसको हम बोलते हैं प्रायर लीगल स्ट्रेटेजी, राइट? अब ये होने के बाद अगर कुछ हुआ देन इट बिकम्स पोस्ट लीगल
Post-legal
स्ट्रेटेजी.
strategy.
सिंपल.
So hereby we come towards the end of today's episode, and we went through a lot of agreements and contracts in today's one. We went through purchase orders, invoices, NDA, then even LLP agreements, partnership agreements, and thereby I believe very detailed we discussed how a business should run on these agreements and contracts. So thank you so much, sir, for taking out time explaining all these things to us in detail, and I'm sure our viewers will be helped so much because of this.
Thank you.